Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany, where the ingredients are German and the baker is American. I'm Michelle. And today we are making a climbing themed cake. This is a commission from a friend of mine for her husband's birthday. So let's get started.
I made 4 layers of vanilla cake. This is a 6-inch and a 5-inch cake stacked on top of each other. And I really wanted to look like a rock to climb, so I carved a chunk out of the side and added it to the top to make it taller. Then I carved the edges to make them less straight and more natural looking. Now I'm using buttercream to stick the cake down. This buttercream looks like it could be chocolate, but it's actually strawberry Swiss meringue buttercream with brown food coloring in it. Then I added buttercream and sliced strawberries between each layer of cake. I put the buttercream in a piping bag without a tip just to help me frost the cake. I piped it onto the cake. It looks really messy right now, and I had to refill the piping bag several times. Then I smoothed it on with a small offset spatula. I was really happy with the way it looked. I think it really looks like a rock. I didn't bother to clean up the cake board because I know I won't need to. I stuck on a couple of whole strawberries onto the side of the cake just to emphasize the strawberry flavor. So this was the hardest part. I started to model the figure. Please be kind. Figures are not my strength. I made his body out of green fondant and his legs out of blue fondant. I modeled a rough face onto a ball of flesh-colored fondant, and I wrapped the head with red to make it look like he's wearing a helmet. Then I placed the climber onto the side of the rock. I made a couple of shoes out of gray fondant. And I made a couple of hands out of flesh-colored fondant and placed them on the arms. And I made a chin strap under the helmet and a belt out of gray. And I placed some gray rocks around the cliff. And I used my clay extruder to make a flesh color rope. I wrapped it around the rock and placed one end in the climber's hand and fastened it to his belt. Then I made some grass out of green and placed it around the cake. I used a couple different methods to make it. And I made a couple of patches of moss out of green fondant by texturing it with a star piping tip. Then I placed butter cookies in a bag and smashed them with a rolling pin. I placed a bit of buttercream onto the cake board and placed cookie crumbs onto the buttercream to make it stick. But despite the awkward looking figure, I was really happy with the cake. My friend was really happy with it, so happy birthday, Jan! For more cakes and tutorials, visit our website at AmericanBakerInGermany.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe for a new cake every week. Hit the notification bell to be the first to know when we upload a new video.